right. What's up, everybody? There we go. I'll move that over from the glare. There we are. Fuck it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream on Yaga. It's Sunday, March 11th, and I am a little bit tired today. It was a long day at work. And for those of you that don't know, I work in the restaurant industry. I'm a server, so it's really tough work, despite what people say. But yesterday was a shit show. If you ever worked in the restaurant, you know what I'm talking about. Anything that could possibly go wrong went wrong yesterday. And after 11 hours there, you're just kind of done with everybody and the world, So, and plus we lost an hour of sleep last night because fucking daylight savings or whatever. That's nice. They did daylight savings, I believe. It had something to do with farming back in the day. So farmers had more light or something. I'm paraphrasing or just kind of shooting out the hip here, but I think that's what it was. But anyway, it sucks when we skip an hour ahead. So I hope nobody was late today for anything. Not that you would be. It's Sunday, so most people got their normal 9-to-5 jobs, with the weekends off. Not this guy, though. This guy's got random days off during the week, but which I like. I'd rather be off during the week and go shopping and do all that crap that I'm supposed to do when nobody's around, because I hate people in crowds. It just sucks. I hate waiting in line for dumb shit. Anyway, topic of the day. Jobs, man. So anyway, like I said, I wait tables. So some people I know look down there like, I'm like, you work there. It's like, yeah, I make really good money. And it's flexible hours. So, to do other shit in life, it actually works really well for me, I never understood that, why some people look down on like what it is you do for a living, like as if it's some beneath you thing. I've had all kinds of jobs in my life, dude. I've waited tables. I've sold high-end fashion suits, Armani, to fucking doctors and surgeons and lawyers and all kinds of people that spend money on clothes like it was nothing. I've sold cars. I've worked in an office for a big company. Been in business for myself. So I don't know. I've done all kinds of stuff. I just hate when people are like, you wait tables. Oh, and they give you that look like they're judging you. Got that morning coffee. As if, like, who cares? God damn, dude. Like I said, it's all about your character. That's what I look at today. Is like, I look at people's character. If your character sucks, or if you're a cool person, whatever, I'm tired. You have to have good characters, pretty much what I'm saying. Who cares what the fuck you do for a living and how much material shit you got? Did you see the new motto? No, I didn't, and I don't care. Just a fucking watch. I'll go get my $10 watch. I don't wear watches, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying as an example, like, that's some of the stuff that people cling to. I don't know if it's as much dudes as it is the ladies, but I could be wrong about that. Women tend to care more what you do for a living than men, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Us dudes, we usually just care, like, what do you bring to the table? What can you help us with? How can you contribute? Stuff like that. And are you an asshole or not? So, no, I never understood that. I make really good money. Make more than teachers do. Public school teachers don't make dick. But, if you just want to talk about money and stuff, I'm like, well, I make more than you. So there you go. I know bartenders that make $100,000 a year serving drinks. So it's not a job where their money's not the issue, but it is fucking hard work. And anybody that tells you that it isn't, how hard is it to wait tables to take an order? There's a lot more to it than just that, man. I guarantee if you've never worked in a restaurant before, on the surface, it seems like it's something that's relatively easy to do. You go to a table like, hi, how are we doing today? Can I get you something to drink? And you're like, yeah, that's it. But then all the other shit that goes in the back of that kitchen's a fucking bitch. Setting up food, making sure it's right, hot. Now, if you think, people who wait tables are beneath you for some reason, just let me point something out. You're the one going out to eat. If we all stop working tomorrow, where's your lazy ass going to go get some food? You're not going to cook, obviously, because you're out to eat. So if you didn't have people that were willing to be working in the restaurant business, you wouldn't be able to go out and eat and enjoy it because there'd be nobody there to serve you. So shut your fucking mouth. God, I don't even know who I'm talking to. I'm just saying in general, I'm just throwing that out there. So anyway, moving on. Talked enough about that. So anyway, gives a shit what you do for a living. I don't give a fuck. Dude, I met cool people that work at Walmart, surprisingly enough. There are some decent people that work there. You just got to talk to people sometimes, man. Get to know them a little bit. Figure out where they come from. Because I think everybody on Earth has a unique story. Because we live in a world, but we only live in our world from what we can see from our perspective, right? So I see things as I live them daily, But yeah, there's a billion trillion worlds going on simultaneously at the exact same time. Like I went to Chicago on Friday night to go to a show. And, as I'm driving there, it's night, you can see the city. And, Chicago is a great city, man. I like to go there to do things, but it's a bitch. I don't understand people that live in the city, but I get it. It's very convenient. Not the kind of life I want to live. I'm a little bit more calm and serene, but at the same time, I understand it. But there's a lot of great history in Chicago. You got buildings, that are fucking over 100 years old plus. Like I was at the Riviera, which was built in like 1915 or something like that. So when you go in, the architecture is real nice and a good place to see a concert and everything like that. So it's neat. So I like it for like stuff to do, but to visit, never to live. And but I was observing, just walking down the street, and like I had to walk from a parking garage with my friend to the show, and you're just walking, you're seeing all kinds of people, and you're thinking like, man, right now I'm in a world, I'm living my world from this way, but then all these people are living their world. This is like their daily life in the city all the time. That's their world, we all live in these little bubbles, I guess you can say. I've met some people that don't think anything exists outside this town that I live in. They don't realize that there's a whole country full of millions upon millions of people and goes coast to coast, and there's tons of different fucking people and things to do. So it's interesting to me. It really is. It fascinates me that people just aren't aware of that, which I get it. It is kind of, that's why I understand that whole ignorance is bliss old cliche. Because people that live in that little bubble and there's like, I'm just going to go to work, go home, enjoy my weekends with my family, take pictures, get the birthday cake, and everything's going to be great. I get it. That sounds like nice in theory, but in reality, the world keeps going. There's a lot of us living on this planet. I think honestly, it's probably too many people on this planet. That's probably why we can't get shit done. There's just too many people. Too many ideas are a good thing, but we just have too many. And a lot just getting thrown out there and going in certain crazy ways. And, here we are today. So definitely too many, almost 8 billion people on this fucking earth. Yeah, good luck to the human race. But you keep living in your bubble. Pretend like, no, that doesn't apply to you till it knocks on your front door. Yeah. But never enough anything. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Seems like no matter what you do, I'm going to speak from my personal experience. When I was younger, I always strived to have like either a good job, you told, like, maybe I wasn't told this, but somewhere along the lines of society, they told me this, like, all right, you want to go to school, you want to get a degree, you want to fucking find yourself a nice lady, settle down, maybe have a couple of 2-3 kids and get a house, with the mortgage and till the end of time. And, you'll never own the house. You'll definitely just be renting it from the government, for your whole life. So that's a good thing, but God, it's an investment. So just in case you sell it, you'll get a little bit of your money back, but, don't pay your, property taxes for a little bit and they'll just come take your house from you. So that's technically not really yours, but whatever. So you're taught all that shit, right? And then you get older, you go to school, you know, maybe you don't know what you want to do. You start a job, or you just take a bunch of random jobs. Because, like me, see, I'm a creative type. Like, I don't see myself ever doing one thing for as a career. That's just not me. Like, if I had money, I would just be more me. Like, my hobbies and stuff are more me. I'd be doing more of this shit, collecting, going to toy shows, helping people. That's what I do. That's what I would be doing, like, honestly, and I'm pretty content with that. I strive for being content, not happy. You know, the pursuit of happiness is just that. Remember, it's the pursuit. You don't really get there because when you think you get there, there all of a sudden is another destination that you need to get to. And that just keeps on going, you know. So you get to one destination, and then all of a sudden over there's another destination, and it's the pursuit to each of those destinations. That's the, for me at least, I think the journey, you know, where I learn the most, where I actually find the most enjoyment and fulfillment in life. That's just me, though. Like, it's like anything. I mean, if you like, because what is success? Money, material stuff? No, it's not. Like I said before, I said in another stream, I've met people that are rich that are miserable and fucking dicks, and they think they are above everybody else because they have a couple dollars in the banks. But then when you try to talk to them, they don't really know anything other than what they've accomplished in their world. You know, like if they're successful in an industry, that's where they're successful at, but not other aspects of life. You know, they're not. You know, it's like measuring intelligence. Intelligence just isn't one thing, you know? Like your level of intelligence it's not just like the grades you got in school. Like I wasn't a straight A student. I was a solid B minus. It was above average, but whatever. I never was like a book nerd. I never studied. I always crammed for tests like the day before. So when I took the test, I just knew the answers, which really isn't just learning. That's just regurgitating shit that I knew to pass the test. But as far as my level of intelligence, I wrote short stories when I was a kid. I was really imaginative. I used to like come up with characters for you know, comic books, because back then in the early 90s, it was like Mortal Kombat was out and Super Nintendo video games, stuff like that. So everything was woo, like a lot of new stuff that caused people to flip out, like, and censor things. So I wrote short stories, drew. I was pretty good. I wrote short horror stories because I was into Goosebumps. So I just kind of mimicked Goosebumps when I was a kid. So I was always kind of thinking. You know, I liked helping people. I was the teacher's pet in 5th grade. I remember staying after for a day and bringing in some Halloween decorations to help my teacher decorate for the Halloween season because I wanted to. You know, if you want to do something and you're willing to do something, I think that's like, I don't know, your calling or just like what you prefer to do. If you always are doing things you really don't want to do, you're just going to drive yourself down a fucking hole. And I honestly think that's why we have so much crazy shit happening in this country, just this country, because people are trying to accumulate needless material things, spend money they don't have on things they don't want, impress people that really don't give a fuck, and you know, but not really live for themselves. You know, it sounds selfish to live for yourself, but not really. I think if you really work on your shit, the rest of the stuff in the world you can handle, and people and stuff. But you know, I don't live to please other people or show them this is what I'm doing to show, like, am I doing the right or wrong thing? Because in other people's eyes, what's right and wrong isn't right and wrong to me. You know what I mean? It's more like it's what they would do in their lives, and it's not the decision they would make. So in turn, it looks like the decisions I make is right or wrong or stupid, or they just don't understand it. You know, just like I don't understand a lot of people's decisions in life, but I can't sit here and fucking give a shit about what other people are doing because it really isn't any of my business what you're doing in your life. Gives a shit. Just, you know, be good to other people. Don't kill anybody. You'll be fine. I mean, I think that's like the general consensus of a lot of things. But what do I know? I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a guy with an opinion, like it says on my YouTube channel. That's all. But I try to be well-informed opinions. I don't just like read a headline and react like, "Oh, that's so bad." Like I saw an article this morning, Florida. Real quick, I'm not going to mention this a lot because I talked about it in like the last 2 live streams. Florida just passed a new gun law, just like that. They fast-tracked some gun laws, just like raising the handgun age from 18 to 21. I think they banned bump stocks. I'll leave a link in the description below after this video to that article so you can check it out, because I'm paraphrasing. So, I like to be accurate here. I don't like to misinform, but they did just fast track this law. And I guess it's got people on both the Republican and Democratic sides like a little up in arms, and the NRA is up in arms. But check it out. It's amazing how quickly they could fast track that shit into legislation, right? Oh, we can get, we could take away stuff that we like to do as people. I used to be that way. I used to be young, naive, and I believed all the dumb shit like the war on drugs and all this is, swearing. You shouldn't swear. It's bad language. And I go, but the older I get, the more I'm just like, why? Why does it matter? Like, I was a drinker. I never did a whole lot of crazy drugs in my life. But I'll tell you this much. I do think you should be allowed to do whatever you want to your body. Even, not everybody's going to agree with it. Obviously, not everything's healthy. If you want to smoke yourself like a chimney till the fucking end of time, till you die of emphysema and lung cancer, I guess you have that option in life. I don't agree with it because I don't smoke, but that's how I think. But I don't think the way I think should be put into a law where you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You know what I mean? It's the same shit with this stupid gun stuff. They just want to eventually take away guns. So we don't have that. And people can't have the right to self-defend themselves. Self-defend themselves? The right to self-defense. Meaning, you should just be allowed to. Why not? If I like to fucking, you should be allowed to do anything. I honestly believe you should just be allowed to do anything you want. I mean, we should all have, I think, a set of principles and standards to like kind of guide you by, I'm not even a religious person, but, the 10 Commandments make a lot of sense. Don't kill anybody. I think we can all agree on that. Don't steal anything. Don't take my shit. That's my wife. Please don't touch her. I like, I'm not a religious person by any means necessary, but those are like at least a nice kind of, minus all the gaudy stuff, the basic stuff on there. It's nice guidelines that we can kind of agree on and be like, yeah, we should probably not do that. And then everything else is open to interpretation. Your life's open to interpretation. I think you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to smoke weed every day, go ahead. I don't know how productive you'll be. You might gain a few pounds, or could get your metabolism super high and you're just burning through it. I don't know. Who the fuck do I know? It's like everybody's different. Snoop Dogg made a fucking goddamn career out of smoking weed and still does. So what do I know? But if you're just into material success, he's like the exception to the rule. I don't know. But I used to think like I used to be all like, you can't do drugs and you shouldn't drink and all this stuff. And I think it's a misconception. I think, one, if you're super against that and for some reason you think it's morally wrong, you never did any drugs, or you did and you had a super shitty experience, which sucks, which means you suck at taking them. I've only done a handful of stuff. I don't even smoke weed. And when I did in my life, I think I can count it on both hands how many times I've done it, because it was never really for me. I just didn't care. I'm a boozer. Was a boozer, I should say. I haven't drank in over 3 years, so I had issues to say the least. But but even alcohol is the most. Alcohol is probably the most accepted form of getting messed up, but yet it's also the most damaging. Seriously, cat, come on, let's go. Come on. Right, dude, seriously. God damn it. Can't like not have. Oh, it's so annoying. Anyway, back to alcohol. Alcohol is probably one of the most damaging of drugs for your body. It really affects everything, your organs, your heart, your brain. Fucking cat. and everything. But yeah, it's the most accepted and widely available substance we can get. I mean, booze is everywhere. So, but that's okay because, you know, it's legal and we can, that's all right. But at the same time, it's terrible for you. It really is. Booze is terrible for you. But nonetheless, do whatever you want to yourself, man. And then it sucks when like some shit like the Parkland thing happened, and they just want to take away from everybody else's fun because it's very tiny amount of people were affected. And I know it's tragic when people lose their lives, and I already talked about this in the last live stream, so I don't need to really go into it again. But 17 kids lost their lives. It's fucking crazy. But why do people freak out about that? But yet we for years and decades have sent people overseas to invade other countries and kill people and take their homes and just shoot bombs from fucking, drones. That's okay. That right there is justified. But, when a couple of 17 kids over here lose their lives, Jesus, we have to start putting shit into law, start taking stuff away, making kids taking the thing that sucks about this Florida thing about raising the age. It's like, dude, how much longer are you going to let kids be kids to not become adults? Isn't like the natural biological thing of adolescence at age 12, 13, 14, when you're going through those changes? Isn't that nature's way of saying you're transitioning into adulthood? You're no longer a child. Here's all the adult qualities physically and all that shit. But yet, we just keep bumping the age up. Let's go from 18 to 21 by hand. It goes, all right. So kids can never, by the time you're a fully grown, developed adult at 21, sort of, you're not really in this day and age. I'm not very mature, at least. Maybe physically, at age 21 you are. But you, it's like, how much can you coddle kids until, they're, how? When do you just go and let it fly? I mean, I don't know. I just think it's like a country now of a bunch of pussies, a bunch of over-coddled kids that are now growing up, and they're all coming of age somewhere between 18 and 22, and you're just like, you see now what it is, a bunch of fucking reactionary pansies. I don't know. It's like, every time I think about over-coddling kids, I think about Game of Thrones and that fucking aunt with the kid who was still letting him suck on her tits when he was like 10. Or I think maybe he was even older than that show. You know what I'm talking about, Game of Thrones people? Like, you see that in the show and you're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, that's in most of America today. I don't know a lot of dudes that are dudes anymore that haven't had their dicks chopped off, turned into women, because that's like a better way of life, I guess. Like, I guess it's nice to have more empathy for people and be more caring. I get that. I'm working on that shit too. I'm trying to work on my temper, not have so much anger and resentment towards people. But also the other side of that balance is you can't, like pendulums, man, you can't swing it all. It can't stay on one side for too long. It's going to eventually people get complacent and say, fuck this. And then it goes the other way and shit gets crazy. I think we're in the middle of crazy right now with everything, like just crazy. And I think a lot of people have had enough crazy of gun talks and transgenders and pronouns and Z's and Zers and Hollywood, and fuck Hollywood, man. It's just a group of people that are all, like I said in the last stream, sucking each other's dicks. You did so well. So well. Here's tens of millions of dollars. Meanwhile, see, I come from the working middle class, so I'm a little bit more humble. I don't have a lot of money, but I have enough. See, I have enough. Everything else, like I said, is open to interpretation. Everything's optional now. Even if I had more money, I would just be me, more me. This is me. This is me. This isn't a bullshit act anymore. I'm not pandering to anybody. This is me being the real me, and I love it. And for me, as an individual on this earth, I feel like it's the best way to live for me. Not sugarcoat shit for people and or just, give people what they want for the sake of getting the thumbs up from others. Fuck that. You know what really gives people the thumbs up from others is you be yourself, stick to your guns, be honest, tell the truth. And I think people eventually, maybe not in the short term, but the mid to the long term, Gabe, will respect you more and look at you as a person. Because you can tell people who just get layover for everything, get walked over by people all the fucking time, man. Oh, yeah, it was mentioned in a comment. Yeah, so special. Anyway. Oh, it's a squirrel. Oh, yeah. Wow. Sorry. I do love squirrels because I'm, whatever. They're awesome animals. And people say squirrels are stupid. They're not. Those motherfuckers know how to get food. They know how to get food all the time. I've seen them. You can put those little things on the bar that trap them so they can't climb up. They figure that shit out. They hop from the roof like 30 feet. They're just like, phew, fucking squirrels. What else did I want to talk about? I don't know. When do you cut the cord, man? See, I don't know. I don't have kids. And she'd be like, well, you shouldn't talk. I'm like, well, I get that. I used to think that when I was younger and didn't have children. But then the older I get and I see people with kids and how those kids are growing up, and then now they're a lot older and how they're acting. Yeah, you don't know either. Like, you had the things and you thought you were doing right. But that's the thing, man. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because you have good intentions does not necessarily mean it's the best course of action. Good intentions get a lot of people in trouble. A lot of bad shit comes from good intentions. So just, I'd be wary of that, people. That's all I'm saying. It's never enough stuff. I have pretty much just stepped away from anybody who doesn't have a conversation with me that isn't bullshit. Like, oh my God, I got this thing. It's like, nonsense conversations. Like if I was to say be at a social gathering and I do video editing and stuff, and I just walked up to somebody like, yeah, I got a new camera. It's got all these different settings and it takes wonderful pictures, and I pull the card out and just put it in the computer and voila, it's all there. And you can adjust the shutter speeds and the different aperture settings. If I said that to you at a party or something and you don't know shit about cameras, you don't give a fuck. That's what I'm talking about, nonsense fucking conversations. And I like real conversations. Like when I went to the Brick Lounge, like I said last week, to just say goodbye for them closing their doors, I had some really good conversations with a few people, like real deep conversations. Like, people, where the fuck you been? How you been? What have you been up to? Like really up to, like real, like genuinely asking me how I was. And I was able to tell them like, this is it and that and that. And that's to me real, speaking from your experiences in life. Like, I don't know. I can only speak from my experiences in life. My point of view is what I've lived through these eyes on a daily basis, and I like to talk to people from all different areas of life today and see that. Before I didn't. Oh, I thought I did, but I was bullshitting myself. I really didn't care. Didn't impress me. Now today, man, I know a lot of fucking interesting people and they come from all different walks of life and I love it. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And I look at it so differently today. And that's just me, man. It's valuable to me. So I always wish people the best and stuff like that. What else we got? And then I wrote some shit down. I tried to have some talking points, so I'm just not sitting here blasting air to you guys. How do you interact with others? I don't know. I just treat everybody pretty nice, Give them a smile. Uh-oh. Dude, I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ, kid. You're an asshole, Argo. God. Ugh. Anyway. See, that's real life, man. It's not like some staged show where everything looks perfect, because that's the illusion. you get fed this delusion in life that everything's supposed to paint a picture. It's supposed to be this certain way, and it's really, really nice. And there are moments that are like that. Don't get me wrong, but to think like when you achieve that certain thing, that's all of a sudden going to bring like some ultimate utopian happiness is it's insane. It doesn't work that way. And I've seen all different levels of life, man, from money, no money, everything. So I don't believe it anymore. When you see those lovely pictures of families are like, don't you just love the kids? It's like, yeah, those people probably hate each other. Or I don't think people hate each other. I just think people in relationships don't do I think, and this is just me, most people try to change the other person, but they don't accept the other person for who they are and what they are. If you can accept somebody like that's just the way they are, that's how they are, and you guys come together, I think everything will be fine. But if you're constantly trying to chip away at that person's character, it's never going to work. It'll not end well. It may last a while. You may get years out of it. But then after like 5, 10, 15 years of marriage or being together, that person's going to fucking snap. And then they're just going to go off the rails. And then that's where you see like brutal divorces everywhere and people just going nuts. Seriously. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because the cats are pissing me off. But anyway, we'll pick it back up on Wednesday. So this is the no nonsense fucking live stream. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you want me to talk about on Wednesday, noon, Central Standard Time. Also, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at MJYaga. You can also find me on Facebook at TWOYaga. And that's it. Fucking wrap it up because the cats are just pissing me off and they're irritating me. So I'm out of here, guys. I will see you on Wednesday. Everybody have a good rest of the weekend.